Many men wonder what they can say to make a woman fall in love with them. This video presents 5 things you can tell a woman to make her develop strong feelings for you. Some of these suggestions might seem strange or unexpected, but there are specific psychological reasons behind each technique, which will be explained. Over 13 years of coaching men, it's become clear that when a man has feelings for a woman, he's more prone to saying things that push her away rather than things that draw her closer. For example, men often feel the need to give a woman lots of compliments when they like her. While this is understandable, 2 things are crucial when complimenting a woman. The first is making sure she feels she's deserved the compliment, instead of showering her with praise constantly, which becomes less impactful and can even be detrimental. It's better to. The provided text cuts off here. If you want to impress a girl, it's better to show her you're gradually becoming fond of her. Let her see that you're slowly noticing and appreciating her special qualities, as if she's charming you more each day. Another important point is that praising her works best when you focus on something she believes is unique about her personality. Don't just give generic compliments about her appearance, like her eyes. If she has beautiful eyes, many guys have probably already told her that. Do you want to be just another one of them? Or do you want to connect with her on a deeper level? Show her you see and value the real here, the person other guys overlook. Here's a valuable technique I call the golden mirror. There are several ways to use it, but here's a simple one to start with. Give her a compliment directly connected to her aspirations. For instance, if she wants to be a psychiatrist, you could tell her, "You're really easy to talk to. I can definitely see you being someone people naturally open up to. I practically feel like I've shared secrets with you that I keep hidden from everyone else." All right, a smart way to wrap this up is with a lighthearted tease, something like, "Too bad. You're such a goofball." This diffuses any seriousness and keeps the mood fun and light. I'll clarify why that matters shortly. Besides showing her you understand something she values, this also sends a crucial message. You're the one choosing, not the other way around. Let me explain. Most men don't accept just anyone. Have standards. When a woman realizes you're evaluating her, she'll start trying to win you over. She'll enjoy getting your approval. And the more effort she puts into impressing you, the more connected she'll feel to you, increasing the chance she'll develop romantic feelings. Women always search for hidden meanings in your words and actions. For instance, if you go on a date with her, she'll analyze your behavior and try to understand your intentions. And you've got a bouquet of roses, and you've got reservations at a super fancy restaurant. The meaning that she might make is, "Wow, he's super serious about me already. Maybe he's not used to dating a woman like me." Which is why you have to be careful, right? You have to be conscious of the meaning she might be making of your actions, or the words that you're saying without you even realizing it. But what's also important to understand is that for women, the harder the meaning is to decipher, the more invested she becomes in figuring you out. I always tell my clients, if a woman figures you out too soon, it's over. Women don't want a sure thing or a predictable guy. They also don't want a guy who doesn't give them a mental challenge. Women crave a mental challenge. Women crave a mental challenge. This is why anything that you do that's ambiguous, anything the girl can't quite understand, will lead her to being more and more interested in you, because she'll spend more and more time thinking about you. So if you can do things that send mixed messages, like telling her you like her and then sort of pushing her away from you, this keeps her mind trying to figure out what's going on here, and that mental challenge for her is extremely addicting. There's also a hand-holding technique that I teach guys that you can use to give her mixed signals that makes her curious and excited and turned on all at the same time. I'll explain that technique in a minute. But first, I do want to say, like anything else, if these techniques are used too much, they become worthless, so they must be used sparingly and only at the right moments. It took a lot of trial and error, but I discovered a very specific order that makes them even more effective. I'll tell you about that in a second. But first, here's another tip. Use a name several times in a conversation with her as you make eye contact, as you're talking to her, even though on the surface it's really innocent, right? It creates a sense of intimacy between you and her. Now, if you've ever had a woman hold eye contact and use your name, you probably know what it means. It creates a little bit of an electric spark, right? And it builds up tension because it taps into that meaning-making tendency of hers to start thinking. Right? What's going on here is something going on between us. Okay, the next technique is something called future projecting. And there's a lot of different ways that you can do this. But here's a fun one. So after you take a picture with a girl, right? You're taking a picture with a girl, right? You're taking a picture with her jokingly. Say, damn, we'd make some good-looking babies, and then move on to another topic. Now what you did right. Because what you did right there is you anchored a future with her in her mind. And as a bonus, you made her imagine sleeping with you now. Where's a tip that involves what you don't say? Stop telling her what you think she wants to hear. Many guys will talk a woman out of feeling attraction, even talking her out of falling in love, especially if you start telling her exactly how you feel about her too soon. Telling her is bad because it takes the magic, the suspense, the mystery, the tension, and that mental challenge out of the situation. It pops the balloon. It kills the chemistry when you say to a woman very early on, I like you. In her head, the woman hears he's admitting to me that he likes me, which gives me all the power, which for some strange reason makes me not like him as much anymore. Now there's a lot of psychology reasons behind this. But every woman's biggest fantasy is the day when she finally tells a guy her feelings about him. And when you tell her your feelings, first or too soon, you're robbing her of that special moment of that. Dream every woman that falls in love goes through the same exact process. And when you know the process, you can take her through it, and she'll think it was her idea to fall for you. Have you ever heard the saying, we love to buy, but we hate to be sold? This is why everything needs to be under the radar, so she feels like it's her decision to chase you. Because if she senses that you're trying to convince her to like you, or manipulate her to like you, she'll subconsciously put the brakes on pullback, and a lot of times she won't even know why she's rejecting you. But she'll just have a bad feeling about things you cannot convince a woman to like you. And if you try, you'll sound weak, you'll sound needy, and you will sound very desperate. Your job is to help her come to that conclusion on her own, and you do that through a mix of giving her the feeling that she's winning you over and being the mental challenge that she creates. See, there's an inherent biological difference in the way that men and female brains are wired. And instead of letting it confuse you, which it does to 99 of the guys out there, learn to use it to your advantage so they'll become interested and fall in love with you. See, as I mentioned earlier, on their own, these techniques are powerful, but when you do them in a very specific order, she can't help but fall in love, even if you're not her type, or even if she's already rejected you or sees you as a friend. So I have a slightly longer video where I map out the exact technique and the specific steps that you can take to get her chasing you, instead of the other way around. It is vitally important that you know exactly how to go from one step to the next with a woman in a way that always leaves her wanting more, And that's what I explain in the next video, how to move things forward in an under-the-radar way that makes her feel like she's winning you over. And when you do this, it's a lot easier to turn her into your girlfriend, because it feels like her idea. What I also explain is that even if you've already messed up, you can turn things around. You can erase those mistakes from her mind. So you have a second chance to stop her from pulling away or to get out of the friend zone. So if you want to sort of PhD on this, right where we break down each of the phases and give you exactly what you need to do, then I suggest checking out the Scrambler seminar if you haven't already, because we go through each phase with example after example of how to do this. Because, like I said, most guys think of the surface level stuff. Right, well, I won't text her back right away. Well, that's sort of basic, right? That's predictable. It's what every guy does, so it has no effect on her. What we teach is the psychology of love and attraction, and a woman's real idea of romance. You want to get to levels and levels deeper. That's where that deep attraction forms. That's where she feels like she's falling in love. So you can click the link below and check it out. Leave us a comment and also hit subscribe. If you like this video, you don't want to miss the next one, and let us know what you want me to cover in the next video.